Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Empress Aries 888. My name is Tanya. Well, please like on the way in. Gives me an energetic donation to the channel, helps me tune in to you. Flip the roles as you see fit. Take what resonates. Look at this. Smoky baby. And leave the rest. This is collective readings, any energy, any sign. If I do say he or she, please do not get hung up on that. Put they or them in its place. And let's call in spirit. Let's get this party started, shall we? Spirit guides and angels of your whitest light, please give me a clear message for the collective. One that brings healing, hope, and understanding of their situation. Protect me as I open myself up to channel and protect my beautiful collective. Amen, amen, amen. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. It's evening here, but it could be morning or afternoon. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you press that play button. If you can't hear me, I know I got a fan on, but I have to have a fan on because it's warm still. It's getting cooler today, but you know, summer. Summer's here, baby. So I got to have a fan. So what we got here in front of you is we got graffiti, and I have a few more decks. The Pulp Tarot, I have this one I love. And I believe that's it for tonight. We're going to do a shorter reading. Hopefully we can get this done. Get it done, get her done. Let's do a little bit of Reiki though. Lower your volume if I haven't said so. Like obsidian, some protection, some grounding, and some clearing. Protection mostly. Grounding is more. Selenite stick. Thank you very much. And tourmaline for protection. Could always use some protection, right, my loves? You know it. You know it. Alright, let's get to it. In my hearts, thank you so much for your loyalty to the channel. For those of you who tune in, show up and show out, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Alright, let's do the graffiti. Let's see what we got here, Spirit. Spirit, give me a message here, please. And thank you for the overall collective. I did a pre-shuffle, but I'm not going to say anything until I can confirm it. Because it just seems like there's something that's going on in a connection that is not that great. And maybe what we should do is, before we start this, because it does seem negative, is to ring in the sound bowl. And let's do it, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent. All right, now I feel we can move forward here. All right, graffiti, here we go. Try it again. It seems like, confirmation there, it seems like there's like a feud in the family. Something like there's some sort of disagreement. There could be a cultural clash or difference in styles, family, yeah. There's a family feud, family fighting, infighting, differences of opinions, people not showing up for each other, silent treatments. Never works, but works for some. Everybody has a different love language. That's what I'm hearing. There's a difference. Cultural clashing. You might have a different culture from the person you're with. Definitely different ideas in raising kids. There's a lot of infighting, a lot of like opinions. Yeah, getting thrown in your face. Do this, do that. Yeah, a lot of control. Sticks and stones, physical abuse, physically abusive, wants to fight, uses their fist, oh God, won't back down. Somebody's playing the victim, exaggerating situations, making others feel sorry for them. Woe is me. Oh my Lord. Yep. Oh my goodness. Traffic jam. Stuck, temporarily forced to slow down. And maybe this is the comic lesson too. Somebody needed to put the brakes on, or spirit is putting the brakes on, making you learn this lesson. Sitting back a little bit, not being able to move forward, because you need to learn something about this connection, right? Solid foundations. Maybe you're trying to learn about solid foundations. You're working hard, but you're focused on stability, maybe in money, because you have no stability in a relationship, is what I'm hearing. Somebody is telling all of your business that's in a relationship with you, kissing and telling, maybe to the family, making you look bad while they look like poor me, and that's why you're getting all of the backlash from this family. You're thinking it's because they're just nosy, and they might be, but it's because this person is saying shit about you to them. There's financial strains in a connection too. That's creating, it's like that's creating problems, almost like the family saying that you need to work harder if you're the man of the family, or they have some sort of like hierarchy. Yeah, something like that. And you're like already working hard, you find, you know, like burning the candle at both ends. What's this about? Shared vision. You want somebody that has the same values. At first it looked like you did, it sounded good. This person made it seem like the person you chose, made it seem like you guys were going to be on the same page, and all it has been is a shit show. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Toilet plunger, unclogging unnecessary crap, working through to get things done or fixed, need to get messy. I mean, sometimes you got to break it down in order to make it better. And I feel like this is where it's like you're hitting rock bottom. You're hitting rock bottom. Pick of the litter. Having choices. Position of power. Selective. Best of the best, greatest of all. You thought that you were getting the cream of the crop here. Yeah. And you were wrong. You were looking at appearances only and not any inward depth. Delusions of grandeur. I feel like you learned your lesson. What looks good and shiny on the outside isn't necessarily good on the inside. The blame game. Okay, so the two of you fight and argue and bring up everybody's situation, past fights or past choices, and throw it in each other's face. The blame game. End of the road. You feel like this is the end of the road for this connection. You don't feel like you could go confirmation. You don't feel like you could go any further with it. You feel like you've tried everything and nothing's working, and all it is just fights and arguments and people giving their opinion and throwing their opinions into the mix, making it worse. They have an opinion about how you should raise the kids. They have an opinion about your financial constraints. It's like they know more about your business than you do. You thought everything at first was fine, and then all of a sudden they're subtly and not so subtly hinting around that you're not doing enough in this relationship, that you're making their daughter or their son unhappy, and then they're like taking sides. And you are always on the outside of that situation. And maybe there are families that are like that. Everybody, it's like a consensus. When they do something, they have to get the opinions of all the family. So they're having all these family meetings that maybe you're not privy to, but you're hearing it when you go visit. Yep. You're not there for the mate. You're not there for them. They're crying all the time because of you. Yeah, you're working more than you're home, but you need to work more because you need to get money. It's like, which one is it? You feel like you're being pulled in all directions. Because this person that you're with is telling all of their business and your business to the family. That's what they always did. Maybe they're the baby of the family, and they're treated like that. They're treated like they need to get the okay for anything they do. They never had choices before. They don't know how to deal with life. Queen of Cups is here. You could be very loving and nurturing. Naturally, you give a lot in a connection, and the way that it's being presented to you in these family meetings or in these visits with the family is you're not doing enough. Cups of Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Yeah. Two of Wands is here. Strategic planning. Decision making. Maybe you're at a crossroads in your life where you have to make a choice. Should I stay in this connection or should I go? Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, maybe you want to go and you feel trapped. The Empress here. You could have leadership skills. You could have a leadership role in life. People usually come to you for advice. And now all of a sudden you're getting all this unwanted advice from the person that you are with's family. Ten of Swords. You feel backstabbed by this person. You feel backstabbed and suffering because of this family. Yeah. There's a tower that's hitting you right now. Almost like an epiphany or a realization that this is never going to be a grown-up relationship because this is the baby of the family. They're acting like that. You give advice and then all of a sudden they run with it to the family to check it, to like check with them and see if it's okay. And you're not understanding any of it because you weren't raised like that. Maybe you didn't have all these people, your family life was very different from this person's family life. Yeah, there's a lot of deception and gameplay. It's like these people are controlling you, manipulating you, especially a person, because they want to win. They want to control you. Maybe you feel like you're being led by the nose and you're like fighting against it. You're telling them how you feel and they're going to the family crying to them about how you argued with them over it, and then all of a sudden the father-in-law is calling or the mother-in-law is getting mad at you and they're all in your business at the family dinner. Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. Eight of Pentacles. You're a hard worker. You're doing everything that you can on your end. At least that's what you think until somebody tells you different. You're trying to get along with them because you understand that this is how it works in this family. Maybe you were told, as you complained to this person, like, why is it that your mother always has to be over this house? Why is she always telling us what to do? Why is she always cleaning the house? Or why is the father always telling me that I'm doing everything wrong? It's like you're wondering how they're knowing all your business because your person's telling them the business. And somebody's getting fed up with it. Yeah. Temperance. There needs to be balance in the way they're approaching you too. Balance again, Two of Swords. It's like a crossroads as to, and you've told this person this. Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm going to leave if this continues. And then they go running to the family. Yeah. Maybe they felt like, you feel like you have other options that you can go towards. You're trying to make a decision here. Because the fantasy was this was a great situation. Fantasy was this was going to be so awesome. You had the time of your life. It was real fun at the beginning of it. And then all of a sudden it became real serious real quick. Okay, we're in this relationship, we're having a good time and all that stuff, but we could always, have a better time if, you married me. And then it was like, all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, and then, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Maybe you didn't say that to this person, but then all of a sudden they're like, guess what, I'm pregnant. And they trapped you in a relationship. Then you felt like, now I have, maybe you're a traditional person and you felt like, I want to give this a chance, but I don't want to be trapped in a relationship or a marriage. And I feel like for somebody, it came really fast. This relationship started really quick, and all of a sudden, you're standing in front of an altar or whatever the case may be, going on a honeymoon. I feel like that's how it happened. It was like real fast. You're like, how did I get bamboozled into this? And now you're dealing with a whole group of people that in their cultural ways, and it's like you're outnumbered. Shared ancestry, discovering roots that bind you to others, cultural connections that have been lost or unknown. Maybe you have a cultural connection with this person. Maybe if you look back at your ancestry, there is some sort of, maybe a small percentage, but there is some sort of shared ancestry or cultural connection that you have with your person. It's not a big number, but maybe it's like, wow, guess what? You know, I have 1% French. Maybe this person's French. And they're like almost 100% French. But they have a very big family, and they're all in their business, yeah. And now the family ancestry is connected through children, I believe. Yes, toxic positivity, overbearing, false optimism, dismisses real feelings. Mask of sunshine. Pretending, faking the funk. Acting like they're happy when they're not. And you don't find out they're not happy until the family tells you. You're like, I don't need this. We need to be grown up. But they're not. Your era. Your time is here. End of struggle is near. You're going to rise up and stand in your power. And you want to stand in your power. You don't want to keep doing this over and over again. If they can't grow up, they need to move on. But they've gotten you, in a sense, tied to them through children. So it's not an easy tie to unravel, like, right, to separate yourself from this person. It's not easy at all. You're finding it to be a lot harder than you thought. Stains. No matter how much you clean or scrub, the stain remains. You can't fix what refuses to change. And this person is not growing up. This person says they're going to change, begs you, cries to you, and then all of a sudden it's the same shit, different day. And you're getting tired of trying to clean up after this person too, in a sense, because they're the baby of the family, and they're used to getting these creature comforts done for them. Yeah, the long goodbye. Yep, connection slowly fading without confrontation, the candle slowly burning out. Yeah, you want it to go. You're trying to do it in the right way so that there's no like backlash. You're trying to do it where it doesn't look like you're hurting this person, even though everything you're trying to explain, and they're crying. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a lot of drama. A lot of drama, and then the family gets involved. Yep. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about it. Everything has to be like a consensus, like I said. Public meltdown. Also, I feel like, yeah, I'm lying too. Yep. Romantic sabotage. Unresolved personal issues or fears of intimacy, outside involvement. Actions that undermine. Yeah, these people have been undermining you. And it's making you more and more distant from this person. The silent treatments. You're just wanting to let go. And this person refuses to let you go. And this connection is like dragging on. Yep. The price of fame. Sacrificing happiness for public approval. Double-edged sword. Walking on a tightrope. You feel like that. You feel like you're walking on a tightrope with these people. You're walking on a tightrope trying to do the right thing, and it just never seems to work out. Fake applause. Yep. They compliment you, your person, but it's like it's not sincere. Taking a break. Figure out what you want. Maybe you're in separation from this person. Maybe for a year. You could have. You're trying to figure out whether you should stay or go. They're pulling you back. They're begging. They're crying. The family's calling you. They're trying to work things out. Let's talk about it. And it's like you're sick and tired of that. You feel like you're a grown-ass adult and you don't need other people's opinions or other people's family members getting involved in your business. You feel like too many people know your business as it is. This person's playing the victim, crying foul, saying that you're leaving them, dumping them with the kids, or whatever the case may be, that you gave them everything and they're giving you nothing. They're trying to walk away. They're watching everything on your social media, wondering if you found somebody else and that's why you're trying to leave them. They're calling you constantly, trying to get you back. You know, acting like I can change, I'm sorry, you know, all this other stuff. And you're just like ignoring their calls. Then you're pulled because the kid calls you too, the baby, or whatever the case may be, dada or mama, you know, please call me, I love you, you know, if they're using children as a pawn. Yep. And the family's calling you too. It's like it's like an absolute disaster. And your wish is just to have peace. You don't want to keep going through this. The Ten of Pentacles. It all seemed like this person was your wish fulfillment. This was going to be a dream come true. You were going to have this legacy, this happiness. You were working hard towards it. And this other person was just taking. Very immature energy. And you have been like dealing with the backlash of their family and their disappointment all the time. Yes, 8 of Cups. You're walking away. And even if you haven't physically walked away, it's like you've already like, I'm done. You've tapped out already. Mentally. You're wishing for something else, something maybe that you had in the past. 8 of Pentacles, you're like working hard towards something that you've been working on. Yes, I feel like you're working hard for something. Maybe learning something, maybe creatively. You feel like, you know, you want to work towards something else, a creative project, or make something that you had as a hobby, as a job, but they keep telling you no, it's just a pipe dream. Something's in suspense here. 10 of Wands, you feel very overburdened. Yes, you just don't feel like you want to be in this connection anymore. It could be somebody, a Queen of Wands. Somebody that you may have had a connection with in the past. Here, give me some more information on the Queen of Pentacles, please. I mean, the Queen of Wands, I'm sorry. Somebody you find sexy, somebody you find you have a connection with in the past. Here, give me some more information on this Queen of Wands. Thank you. Seven of Swords. Somebody was deceptive, though. Somebody, third party. So this was a third party situation that maybe you put this person in, and they walked away from you. 4 of Wands. Yeah, you had all these choices, all this partying. Now you feel like the fool because you chose wrong. The World is here. You could have had success with this person. Oh, boy. Well, what's going to happen, Spirit? And you're thinking about them. Nostalgia. 2 of Pentacles. Is something new that you're working on? Maybe a project or an idea I'm seeing here. But you feel like it's disapproving by the family disapproves of it because it's not like a sure bet, something like that. You still want to do it? Yeah, because you're the emperor, the leader. You could be the breadwinner of this family too. So they're feeling like if you're trying to go for art, say art for instance, or music, that there's no real future in it. And you're like, I want to try it. And they're like, you need to work to support the family, something like that. 10 of Cups. There is a legacy here, though. There is something here to a situation, and I'm not sure if it's this relationship or there's another relationship that has this legacy. The child, the family, the happy ever after. 2 of Cups, a choice in a relationship. But you got stuck with somebody else, somebody that's codependent on you. Double confirmation of this Empress you wanted. Somebody who could have had this. You made the wrong choice. 7 of Cups. Yeah, it was a material choice. It was like an outward, what it looked like good on the outside. You made a judgment. And you went towards something that you thought was going to be, that would look good on your arm or other people approved of. Instead of the Empress, the King of Wands. You burnt your bridges with another person. Ace of Cups, you gave your cup of love to somebody else. You made a judgment call and you made the wrong choice. Yeah, and now it's like you're drowning. Oh boy. You're left out in the cold. Yeah, it was all an illusion. It looked better on the outside. It looked good on the outside, but it's been hell ever since. Look at this. I think in introspection you're realizing that you're very generous and this person was counting on it. Look, 10 of Swords, backstabbed. Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I mean, What glitters isn't always gold. This is a decision. It's a hard one. And it's something that you're going to have to make. Nobody can make for you. Nobody can. Free will is a thing. But this is really like devastating to you. That you made this bad choice. That you made this choice that you thought, you feel like somebody betrayed you, or you feel like somebody lied to you. Yeah. Anything else, Spirit? A couple more cards before we go. Drama magnet. Yeah, it's been nothing but problems. They're clinging, codependent on you. It's an unexpected blessing, though, Spirit. Give me anything else. What's going to happen in this connection? You're gonna be having a winning streak. Somebody that has a heart of gold might be coming towards you, but there's a revenge plot if you try it. You're on an emotional roller coaster, and you're trying to heal from this connection. You do have a bright future, but it's uncertain here because you want to play the field, or somebody's playing the field. They could be playing the field behind your back, somebody, but the future is like, it's up in the air. You've let go of goals and dreams that you've had, but it would have pointed to success. You got to be in alignment and balance with your soul purpose. Yeah, you're trying to turn things around. Flawless execution. You have this perfectionism. You got trapped in nostalgia. Yeah, maybe this person that you went towards, that you picked, was somebody that you had a connection with in the past, but they were young, and you moved on when you were young, and both of you were young, and then all of a sudden you went back to it because you had this nostalgia. But yeah, home run. You thought you were going to win with that. Unexpected blessings. Surprise brings joy and abundance. Positive outcomes. Feels grateful. Filled with surprise. Somebody that you're thinking about in the past is going to unexpectedly show up, where you're going to see this person again. Good news travels. Something you've been waiting for arrives. I'm telling you. You've been emotionally betrayed, or maybe this person feels that by you. Yes, yes. Oh my God, this is such a shit show. It's like, this is craziness. I'm going to have to revisit this energy another time, but there's a whole lot to unpack in this connection. But there could have been a rival. There could have been some sort of like candy shop. So much to choose from. You were like under an illusion, man. You want to get back to where you were when you chose wrong, but you can't go back in time, man. But there's somebody here that you're thinking about, that you walked away from, and you want a second chance with. It's like you dream about it. But they could be guarded because you hurt them. But there's going to be a meeting here. Maybe like a bumping into a person. That's what I'm hearing. But they're not gonna put up with this shit as far as if you're still with somebody else. You gotta make a choice, kid. That's all I have for you today in Empress Aries 888. Please like and subscribe and join my tribe because I would love to have you. Till next time, be safe out there, my friends. Be blessed.